Hey gamers, I am CyberSnake7. Welcome back guys, hope we're all well. Yep, it's Man vs Master System Day and there's another 10 games to add to the collection. Another mixed bag guys, and one rarity to tick off from the old rare selection within the collection itself. So without further ado guys, let's crack on to game 111. Now, the first game is an early release title. Obviously, you'll be able to tell by the artwork, but I love the early release title artwork. I don't know what it is about it. I just like it. But game 111, guys, is World Grand Prix. Simplistic, but you know exactly what the game's all about. F1 game, not a bad driving game at all. But obviously, what it says on the back is race the hottest cars in the world on the hottest tracks in the world, and if that's not enough excitement for you, then build and race your own track. Simple as. But as I say, most racing games like this, like Monaco GP and things like that, they're all play the same. But if you're into your F1, definitely worth getting, or if you're going for the full collection, got to go in anyway. So there you go guys, that is 111, and that is World Grand Prix. Sticking with the early release titles, another classic game, another tennis game to add to the collection, but it is Super Tennis. Yet again, nice simplistic artwork, you know exactly how the game plays, but it's tennis basically. It's probably one of the better ones of the few selected tennis games out on the Master System, but as it says on the back as per usual, lob, volley, smash, it's deuce, and you got one set to go for the match. All the details are here, bringing realistic action and strategy onto your home court. Need I say more? Play tennis and beat whoever's in your way, simple as that. But as I say, really nice condition. And as I say, I do like the older artwork, just really quirky. So that's 112 guys, that is Super Tennis. And still sticking with the early release titles, and this one's a nice little platformer. Not really played much of this, but you know what I have played. It's a quirky little puzzle action platforming game, and it is Teddy Boy. Now, obviously, it says on the back, scramble from the nightmarish maze to another, bumping off bugs, guppies, snails, dominoes, and more as you go. But beware. You must avoid the ugly den, a snapping dragon head, or you'll be forced to wake up to reality. So basically you're in a dream, you've got to basically go through level after level, wave after wave of puzzle, platforming levels, killing everything and avoiding the dragon, otherwise you wake up to reality and game is over. Simple, simplistic, but a nice little platformer. So that is 113 guys, that is Teddy Boy. 114, and this is the last of the early release titles, but a cracker. I really like this game. Solid top down driving action. It really is a good game, and it is Action Fighter. Very simplistic cover again, but really nice. Obviously you can see it's a top down driving sim, very similar to the likes of Spy Hunter. But let's have a look at the back, and it says, take the motorcycle from Hang-On, equip it with high-tech weaponry and give it the ability to transform itself into an aircraft or car, and you've got Action Fighter. As I say, very Spy Hunter-ish, from a car to a boat to a plane, but very tough challenge. You do get a time limit on it as you're going through the game. I think you must have to do certain sections before the timer runs out. Otherwise you lose your bonus in that. But as I say, very impressed with this game, and very tough challenge for what it is, but an absolute corker to add to the collection, and that is Action Fighter. 115. Now we're getting on to the little bit better games. I'm not saying they're bad, but these are just a little bit better. But this is a classic arcade game, multi-format game. We've all played it once in our life at least, and it is Altered Beast. Not a bad conversion for the Master System, to be honest with you. This one has 4 rounds, as per se for every game that it's ever brought out. Right, battle through the land of myth and danger to rescue Athena, the kidnapped daughter of Zeus, to help you. The god of thunder has granted you the power of the Altered Beast. Now you can When danger threatens, you can shed the human form and transform into powerful creatures which with the strength to stamp out the evil that lurks around every corner. Now, I played this, but I can't think of what the third form is. I know you are a werewolf and you turn into a dragon, but I cannot remember the third form. I'm sure it's 3 forms you turn into, but it just shows you how long it's been since I've been playing it. But as I say, you played one Altered Beast, you played them all, but absolutely a cracking little title and a must-have for the collection anyway. So that is, right, you ready? I'm going to lose count. That is 115, and that is Altered Beast. 116, another light gun game to the collection, another classic light gun game to the collection, another multi-format game. You've played this at least once in your life again, and that is the one and only Operation Wolf. As I say, light gun phaser, or you could use the pad if preferred. Not advised though, because it's not easy. But obviously 4 levels of hardness and 6 rounds, typical to following the arcade version. But as you can see, it's a side-scrolling shooting game. Premise of it, go through. I was going to read the writing on the back, but it's way too small. But you go through the sections, shooting everything, killing everything in sight, and rescuing the hostages. It's as simple as that, but just gets tougher as you go along. But absolutely classic arcade game. I'd love to play Operation Thunderwater. I think I've only played it once. Be interesting to get that one. Not on this, obviously, and get it on the SNES. But anyway, yeah, absolutely classic game. Everybody knows Operation Wolf. I think every version plays just as good. But another cracking game and another light game to the collection. So that's 115, guys. Is that correct? That's 116, guys. God, I'm terrible at losing count. And that is Operation Wolf. 117 is easily one of my favourite golf games on the Master System, without a doubt. So quirky, just really, really enjoyable game. And it is putt and putter. This is like a top-down crazy golf sim, technically, but with a slash of pinball effect in it, if you understand what I mean. But it says on the back, the waves crash against the shore, and as you tee off ahead the distance, pinball bumpers and outrageous combinations of miniature golf and pinball. It's putt and putter. Simplistic, and that's what it is. It's putt and putter. It's basically a very, very good little quirky golf game. How many levels are on this one? There's 3 stages of hardness and there's 18 holes. And if you played anything like this, similar, I played one on a Mega Drive very similar to it, and I enjoyed that. But this one is by far my favourite crazy golf game I've ever played, and definitely one of my favourites in the collection so far. So that's 16. Yeah, 17. No, that's 117. Bloody hell! I'm terrible at losing count. 117, guys, and an absolute must for any collector. That is putt and putter. I don't know about you, I need a drink. Got a sore throat. Right, guys. 118. Now, this is a nice little game. I first played this on the Mega Drive / Genesis, but obviously with the Master System, some games they transfer the games over onto the Master System, put their own spin on it, and give it a little different perspective and play slightly differently. And this is exactly the same, and it plays probably a little bit better than the Mega Drive one, I think. But it is Predator 2. Now, this was a little bugger to find when I very first tried to find this one. It was going for too high of a price, so I weren't willing to pay the money for it, and it did become one of those games that was quite hard to find. But I found a good price in the end, and it's absolutely mint condition, pristine as per usual. But this, obviously, the Mega Drive version was like a semi-top-down view. This is more of a side-scrolling view of the action. Really, really good graphics. And as I say, I kind of enjoy this more than the actual Mega Drive version. But there are, it's one player. It doesn't say how many levels there are on this. And yet again, guys, the writing's that small, I'm not even going to squeak to try and read it. But played this, really do like it. Tough little challenge. Obviously shoot and kill everything on screen, good selection of weapons, and you've always got the Predator on your tail constantly. So a great little challenge, and much preferred over the Mega Drive, strangely, but a very difficult game to find at one time. But as I say, very happy to have it into the collection. So there you go, guys, that is Predator 2. On to the last two. 119. Now this one was another bugger to try and find, especially in the original format, because these come out also, obviously the Master System collectors will know what I'm on about, the brown bag editions, and I've constantly seen the brown bag edition and never ever seen the original artwork for this one, so it took me ages to find it. But as soon as I seen it, I bought it, no questions asked. But what a brilliant platformer, and it is the Aussie Fence. Strange little character, I can't really describe what he is, to be honest, but brilliant little platforming game. Obviously, as you can see, objectives are pretty simple, but I'll read the back for you. All is not well for Bruno, the baby Aussie Fence. Our father captured by aliens, or so our anti-infant imagines as he follows the trail of sweets that will lead him to the abducted parents. It's a trial of peril and adventure, terrifying toys, blood-chilling basement, and office high-tech horror. So you're in some sort of office, basically. I started, when I played this, you start in the basement anyway. But the game is really, really good. You've got to pick up certain objects on a level, and you get bonuses and things like that. But graphically, really good. Pretty impressed with the platform action on this one. Well worth adding into the collection. But a bugger to find in its original artwork format. Really did have problems. But there you go, guys. That is 119, and that is the Aussie Fence. 120. Now this is one I'm glad to tick off from the old rarity collection within the collection itself. I was texting, talking to Ninja Bear about this last week, and I asked him about this, and he said if you see it, you buy it, because it's really difficult to find. And I've only seen this once on eBay in all the time I started trying to collect for these things, and it was on there last week, and I held back, believe it or not, and I'm glad I did, because I googled it after finding it on eBay, and I found another website which had it £30 cheaper, and the condition is absolutely just collector's condition. Even the bag, even the instructions are in a bag. I mean, it's absolutely pristine. But there's obviously two versions of this game, but I've got the rarer one. The other one you can pick up 10 a penny, but this one is very, very, very hard to find, and it is Assault City. Obviously you can see the light phaser version. Very, very happy to own this now. It took me well, a long time obviously to find this game, and to get it, I paid 50 quid for this. I'm not going to beat around the bush about it. Well worth 50 quid. So I got a good deal, because they wanted like 80 quid on eBay, and I weren't about to pay that. But as I say, side-scrolling action shooter, light gun, and what it says on the back, it says it's a robot mutiny. Central computers control have gone into chaos. Armed killer bots are running amok, blasting loyal bots into metal junk and piles of whining servo motors. So your task is to take out all the bad robots and restore peace to the galaxy, as they say. But as I said, this is 6 rounds. Obviously you can only use a light phaser on this one. You can get the other version, which I'm on the verge of getting anyway, which is just the normal version where you use the pad. But definitely happy to have this one and to tick it off the rare list within the collection. So there you go, guys. That is 120, and that is the end of this episode of Man vs Master System. Back again next week, guys, and another 10 games. I've just got myself another rare title to add to the collection, which is a stonker, and I got it for a brilliant price, but I won't show you that till a later date. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. More Master System, or should I say Man vs Master System, next week. And as always, guys, I am SoberSnake7. Keep playing, guys. Keep watching. All the best.